If we look at these steps then, Rich, we start the session obviously by saying what's the difference between these two setups. This was this video twice with the shorter shot and the longer shot, okay? Yeah. And there was no difference in terms of setup whatsoever, okay? They were basically the same position. You had a fullish width of stance, the ball was just right of centre, which is good, going down to your right side of your body there, so your setup was very, very good for a full shot, okay? But if we're trying to play a short shot, the last thing we're going to try and do is move in this direction towards target. It's going to create power, okay? So we kind of go back way too far, then we're trying to slow the power down, which will restrict our movement and generally mean we sort of stay more on the back foot. So the club's coming down more with gravity, you're not swinging through as much, the club hits the ground beyond the ball somewhere, and you just duff it halfway, or you thin it across the green, okay? Then of course, then you get a bit of fear of how far it's going to go, and you get a bit more sort of like impatient, a bit stabby, and a bit guidey, and just losing a lot of control. By bringing your left foot in closer now, okay, that ball now seems to have moved back in your stance, isn't it? Okay, if I move that ball down to there, okay, so if I put that line on there, you would go, well, yeah, that ball's definitely back in my stance. My hands are forward, the head's on that line, okay? If I get this video, just a second. That ball now is back in my stance, certainly, okay? But if we look at how far that ball is away, if I do this, take that foot out away, is there much difference in those two ball positions? From your left, from your front foot? Not a lot, is it? The ball hasn't moved back in your stance, you've just moved your stance nearer. So you've moved all yourself now more in this direction by bringing your left foot in nearer, yeah? But your centre now with the ball more. So your strike point now is going to be more here at the ball and just after, rather than being back here, trying not to go too far. So you're more cleaner and crisper with the strike. And then obviously with this length backswing, you can decide how far. So that's going to be a 10-yard shot, 20-yard shot, 30-yard shot, 40-yard shot. That's the way you win back, okay? 40-yard shot. You can accelerate through. Great strike of the golf ball there. Hands are nicely in front of the club there, nicely, okay? There's no quit on it. That ball's whizzing off that club face nicely. And through the target, a good kind of accelerate. That's like a nice full shot. No holding back there, is there? A good hit through the ball. It hasn't gone too far because you haven't had too much power going back. It's like a catapult. So if you pull a catapult back too far, you've got one or two options. Either you don't let go, then you miss the ball, or don't make contact, okay? Or you let go and it's going to go too far. You can't grab it halfway through or try and slow things down. So once you create, and this is a fuller swing anyway, but if you go back kind of this far for a 50-yard shot and then just try and quit on it, you're just not going to move to your right side because you're not going to want to move into your right side. It's throwing the ball. You move towards targets, a power source or a power move and stuff. Well, the last thing you want for this shot is power, but you're creating that power with your setup, with your length of backswing. And then you just have to react in such a way. And we did that skills test. You had 10, 20, 30, 60, 85. And the 85 was the first full shot you had. And you put the 85-yard shot closer than all the shots previously. Well, that's how you know what a full swing feels like, doesn't it? So on a golf course, and this is something to be worth to note, I would still practice these 40, 50-yard shots. Yes, still got to be worth getting used to these shots because you're going to have them on the golf course on a regular basis. But if you find yourself on a par 5 or even a long par 4, I don't know, 230, 240 yards out, and you're going, well, just a long way, I'll just whack my hybrid down there as far as I can. And you might an absolute perler, 200 yards. Now you've got a 40-yard shot. Well, not really too short yet. But if you're, okay, if I like 85 yards, I've got 240. Let's hit it 150, 160 down the fairway. Oh, I've got 85 yards now. Boom, full wedge. So your previous shot to get to 85 yards would be easier, wouldn't it? Because it'd be a shorter club, so maybe an 8-iron or a 7-iron, as opposed to a hybrid or a 3-wood. And then the next shot to green will be easier. It's a full swing. So when you've got a yardage you're never going to reach, just think, okay, right, let's just cut them in half or 1/3, 2/3. What can you have a full shot? So you start playing to a number. And you've got to learn to find a number that you're really good. And I would say, just based on your sort of swings there, a 52-degree, 80 yards looks like a number you seem to be quite comfortable doing. It's a full swing, full setup. Just commit to that shot fully. Okay? So if you know that's a shot you like, try and have that as many times on the golf course as you possibly can. I'm not suggesting if you're 120 yards from the green, lay up 40 yards and an 80 yards shot, obviously. Yeah. But if you're 200 plus from the green, and with all due respect, not likely to hit the green, you might get near it, but not hit the green. So there's no point. You're not going to putt with your next shot. So there's going to be a third shot to get onto the green. So let's make that third shot easier. Okay? Let's lay up to a number I like. So, okay, I'm 215 yards to go. I like 85. Let's hit my shot 130. Bam, hit my 998 and down there. That's an easy shot compared to a 230-yard club, then a full wedge on the green. So you play to your strengths more often, not rather than just whacking as far as you can and going, right, how far have I got left? Oh, shit, those 40 yards. I hate these 40-yard shots. Don't leave them. Yeah, make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Good man. Very good, mate.